What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about 5 rules of how to use Instagram as a barber, and it also can be applied to other businesses and industries. Before we begin, if you can give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, that's going to help us a lot. And if you enjoy what I talk about in this video, stay tuned on the channel. I will be posting a bunch more videos like this, just talking about the barber industry. And if you have any other ideas of topics you want me to cover, just let me know in the comments. So let's get started. So I have 5 simple rules that are going to make it much easier to use Instagram and hopefully help you grow your business through using that platform. So rule number 1 is the most important, and it's the easiest to do. Consistency is your friend. Post as much as you possibly can. If you can post once a day, that would be most ideal, but obviously that becomes a little difficult over time. You might want to try and do every other day or something like that, but you should be posting as much as possible. So now we get a little bit more in depth. Rule number 2 is know your audience. You have to know exactly who you're speaking to and who you want to see your profile and get value out of your profile, because that's the number one thing. Your consumers need to get value out of your Instagram posts, or else you won't get new followers and won't get more interactions with your Instagram. So for example, as a barber, I laid out 3 types of consumers. You have new clients, you have other barbers, and then you have brands. All 3 types of consumers have different needs and want different things out of Instagram, and you need to know what they're looking for. So for example, if you're a new client, what do you want to see? In my opinion, the most successful thing to get new clients is posting simple haircuts. What do you do most of the day? What kind of haircuts do most people get? You want to be posting things like that, because that's what they're going to be looking for when they're looking for a new barber. For new customers, they're most likely going to want short form content, which is reels or even just pictures. That usually is just enough to get them by, but every now and again it's okay to add a video or something in there. So for new clients, you also want to be posting what you're most comfortable with, the things you do the best, because that's what's going to get them in your chair. So for brands, you're going to want to post a couple different things. You want to show yourself using their products, especially clipper companies and anything like that. Doing showcases of what they can do is going to get their attention, and then they're going to eventually start to notice you and hopefully reach out with brand deals or anything like that. Essentially what I'm talking about with a brand is you want to essentially make an ad for them. Imagine they were posting an ad about a new clipper or something like that, and you have that new clipper. You want to make it look as good as possible for them. So to attract other barbers, you want to post more viral content. That's crazy haircuts, color, design, anything crazy like that. You're probably going to do better with other barbers. Most regular consumers aren't looking for crazy designs or different colors and designs in hair, but barbers do appreciate that because it's not something you see that often. And then content lengthwise, for barbers, you're going to want to post longer content, usually full haircut tutorials or like every single step through the haircut. The barber's most likely going to be able to watch the entire thing, and they'll end up getting some value out of it. So rule number 3 is about editing your pictures. It's important to put out a picture that's a good product and something that somebody's gonna enjoy watching or enjoy looking at, which means you can't just post a random raw picture. You need to do some sort of editing. Now, in my opinion, there's 2 types of editing. Now, you can go down the route of heavy editorial style, like for a magazine, or you could just do minimal things just to enhance your haircut, but there's definitely 2 different sides to the coin there. Now, for heavy editing, there's definitely pros and cons. Pros, it's obviously going to look much better, and a lot more people are going to get intrigued with how you got to that result. You have to understand that it's not a realistic expectation for clients. You do need to also have less edited pictures on your profile so that people can get a real idea for what an actual haircut's going to look like. You don't want to just be posting extremely edited pictures and then a client comes in and wants one specific thing and it's not realistic. Another pro is that other barbers in the industry are definitely going to appreciate that. The heavy editing is not easy, and it's not only just doing the haircut, but you're also taking time after the haircut to edit this picture, and it most likely is going to be on some apps that cost money and take a lot of time to do things. Now, a con definitely is other barbers might not really like that you're editing a picture a lot, making it look fake or a extremely edited fade, but most of the time they're just hating because they can't get to that result, or they don't know how to or haven't tried to. Now, when it comes to a little bit of editing just to enhance, you're going to want to just do little things, keeping the fade or the haircut in general as natural as possible just by enhancing, such as the brightness or contrast, things like that. In my next video, I'm actually going to have a full tutorial on how to edit pictures, whether that's heavily edited or just like the basics to get a nice picture out. But all you have to know is it's not misleading a client. When they come in, get a haircut, if they're leaving happy, they're not being misled. You have to understand that no haircut is actually 100% perfect. There's always something you can do to make a haircut better, and if you had more time, you'd be able to do that. But when you only have 30 or 45 minutes, there's only so much you can do to make the haircut perfect. So editing kind of adds on to that and just makes it look as if you were to make it perfect. There's no doubt that if I had 2 hours to do a haircut versus 30 minutes, that the 2-hour haircut would look better than the 30. Now that's not for everybody, but majority of barbers, that's the case. And this leads me to my next point, which is rule number 4, run ads. So I run ads, and the barbershop I work at, my boss runs ads, and it gets a lot of people into the shop just because they're looking at everybody's profiles, and your profile is essentially your portfolio on what you can and can't do. The things you post most of are what people are gonna probably ask you for because that's what you're showing off that you can do. Ads aren't really that expensive. Also, Instagram does give little promotions like $10 of free ad time. So you'll submit $10 and they'll give you a free extra $10, which is like a couple days of more ads. Now, like I was talking about before, in my next video, I'm doing the tutorial on how to edit pictures for Instagram, specifically because that's what most people are gonna see. Ad is essentially Instagram forcing a picture or video of yours onto someone's page. It's essentially a pay-to-win strategy that does work, and it's really not that expensive, like I said. And rule number 5 is engage with your audience. So that means get your clients' Instagrams. When you finish a haircut, post a little reel or something on your story about them and tag them. If they repost your picture or your reel, then that's just giving you exposure to all of their followers, and then that creates more and more eyes on your posts and on your profile, which could be potential clients. Instagram in general is all about exposure. You want to cast a wide net. You want to get as many eyes on your profile because then it's a numbers game. The more people that see your profile, the higher chance you have of somebody liking a picture or even booking an appointment in the future. So in conclusion, Instagram is the #1 tool for barbers. Like I said before, it is our portfolio that everybody can look at what we can and can't do. You need to make sure you stay consistent and post every single day, and you need to make sure you're posting quality content because nowadays the level of content has increased exponentially. You need to make sure you're putting in extra effort. A while back, you'd be able to actually just post a random picture or a picture you just took after a haircut and not worry about what people are going to think. But now there's so many quality photos and quality barbers being advertised on Instagram that you need to make sure you're actually competing with the quality of your pictures and posts and videos. Just make sure to keep posting ads, stay consistent, and everything will work out.